Today and tomorrow, Colby, Boley, and myself are going to be transforming this into this. So here we are. This is the front entrance to the customer's house. Beautiful walkways. Right now we have them all covered with fabric and plywood because we don't want to damage any of this pavers, all these cool tread stones. So everything's going to be protected as we completely tear this apart. So during the discussions with the customer, I think it was the initial service on here when we were contacted to come out and try to help find a leak and just get this thing looking and functioning better. The customer admits that there are a lot of chipmunks here, and we opted to install concrete cloth with the new water feature. And right here, these are chew marks from a little critter. And if they're on the top, I guarantee there's somewhere else in the back or underneath this lip, somewhere in here, just allowing that water to come right out when this feature is turned on. So this is why concrete cloth is a worthy investment. So what we found when we disassembled the upper part and got ourselves down to the bottom was what they used for a vault was actually a pit you would put for your sump pump in the basement. So that we see oftentimes when used by contractors who don't frequently build these and or are not familiar with the products that are designed for a water feature like this. So they also just buried that whole sump pump pit in gravel and cobbles, which really takes up all the space in the basin for where they were hoping to hold water. So this probably had half a yard of gravel, which is good. We'll be able to reuse some of it, but this is not the proper way to construct a basin. All right, look at this. In just under 2 hours, we got this thing completely torn apart, and we're already starting to carve out the new basin. You can see here, we're just laying out the top panels of the aqua blocks, just so we know the dimensions that we need to make the basin. We're gonna walk over here and show you some of the components that were used in the prior construction. We have a sump pump pit, we have a biofalls of sorts, and almost 30 of these cinder blocks. We know why they were used, but this is not how we construct any kind of waterfall, any kind of pondless. This was used just to build up the graduations for the tiers, and then these were the waterfall spillways. They are nice for water sheeting over the front of it, but the way it was constructed, it just didn't have a very natural feel. So we ripped out all these, ripped out all that stuff. Now we can start constructing it the way Aquascape intended with the components that we have. So we're almost there. This is pretty good soil digging in the front. I'm sure this was all just brought in for the landscaping, but it's been pretty good digging. Right, Cobes?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Pretty great. Oh yeah, we got this, no problem. So when working on any project, whether this be for a pond or a pondless, front yard or backyard, we have to take into account what the customer wants. And so in this particular case, this was installed in their front yard. And the main reason they wanted it installed in the front yard was to gain some additional curb appeal. They had some great retaining wall work with some nice paver patios, walkways, driveways, all pavers. Now the front of the house is very clean looking, so they also wanted something aesthetically pleasing to attract people's eye to the front of the house as they were either walking or driving by. There's a lot of people that travel down this road pushing their strollers, walking their dogs, and just living on the block. So we're gonna work with those factors and those criteria that she wanted, but we're not gonna raise it up as tall. Right about where we're at there, you can see how much higher the dirt was before. So we're down a couple inches. We're gonna put our spillway over here with a nice big frame rock blocking it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the water start to come out this way with another blocker here and another one behind it. So it's gonna force water to come around the back of that one. And we also wanna create another little teeny little pinch spillway through the front. This way, we're widening the entire waterfall, and then from those two spillways, we can have it curve around, another falls, and then join back together before it drops again, and then drops finally down into the basin. So we've got 2 feet of elevation here to play with. We've got 8 feet of depth. So we really have a lot of space, even though it's not huge, to work a bunch of different kind of waterfalls and streaming action. So it's not just step, step, step. And then from there, we'll put in some other character boulders, some outcroppings, gravel. They did have some existing lights that we'll repurpose, and then maybe down the road we'll add a couple more. But for now, this is our plan with what we got. Colby and Boley are just unloading some rocks from the truck so we could start framing at the bottom, because we have to start at the bottom and work up. We can't start there and come down, it just gets a little confusing. So this way, we've already carved in a bottom layer here. We've got our concrete fabric under that. And then once we set those boulders, we'll foam them in, gravel them in, and then flip this forward and carve back behind it for the next set of waterfalls behind it. Here we are, morning of day 2 down in Hillside, New Jersey on this front door patio falls installation. And boy, is it chilly. So here we have got a lot of this waterfall put together so far. We're starting to do some edge work up along both sides. We got a light that the customer had put back in place, so it's going to shine up against this whole waterfall. And then what Boley's doing up here, our spillway is still going to be set up there, and then the water will most likely crash over this piece of driftwood and then make its way down over the spillways, hit here, and then fan out before it hits the gravel bed below. But sometimes you have to make a change. Your ideas may not work just based on your space parameters and the rocks that you have. So it's still gonna be awesome. I can't wait. moment is here. It is time to reveal this new front door patio falls to the customer. They are inside. They've been chomping at the bit. They cannot wait to see what we've created for them to completely revitalize their curb appeal and the whole look of the front of the house. Let's go see what they think.
Wow,
Really
very
nice.
nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
very nice.
Gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Really nice, really natural.
Yeah.
It's
see the
everything you
wood
said,
with that
Drew.
there? It look like, you
I
know.
love the driftwood. I love how you put the plants.
Yeah.
You know what's
So that was probably the best reaction we could have gotten for this transformation. Let us know what you guys think. We are posting videos on our YouTube channel every Friday at 4 o'clock. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.